Hi, my name is Eric, and a few years ago I made a coconut video about how to break open a coconut and drain the water and separate the meat out and eat it. Since then I've learned some better methods, so I wanted to make a new video of an improved method for breaking open and eating the coconut. Some of the ideas I got were from watching other coconut videos on YouTube, and then some of the other ideas were from all the great comments that people left on YouTube. So thanks to everybody for leaving comments on the other video. But now I'm going to show you my improved method for opening up the coconut. So here's the coconut we got from the store. So we're going to break this open and drain the water. And the one mistake I'd made before was calling it coconut milk that was in here, but actually the liquid inside is water, and coconut milk is made from blending the coconut water with the coconut meat. So this is coconut water that we're going to drain out. But before you start, preheat your oven to 350, because the other thing we're going to do afterwards is just bake it for like 10 minutes, and that'll help separate the meat from the shell. So first thing to do is preheat your oven to 350. Then we're going to make a hole in here so we can drain out the coconut water. And what I do now is I use a corkscrew and take the corkscrew into one of the 3 holes in the coconut. Now, one of these 3 holes is always softer than the other 2. Sometimes it's a slightly different color. You can just kind of touch them with your fingernails a lot of times and figure out which one is softer. But find the one that feels the softest, and then we're just going to corkscrew right into it. We're not trying to pull anything out, but we're just trying to make a hole that's big enough that then we can drain the coconut water out. So I just get the corkscrew and go into the soft hole. If the hole that you're trying doesn't seem to work, then just try the next one. You can kind of hear the air escaping when you get all the way through. Glass here just to measure how much it is. You'd kind of be surprised sometimes how much water will come out of these. The coconut water is really good to drink. You can either just drink it straight, or you can maybe mix it with some pineapple juice, and maybe put some rum in if you want, and make a pina colada. So we got about 3 ounces in this one. Another one I did recently, we had like almost 9 ounces of liquid, so you know, it can vary. Of course, there's different sizes. So now we got the coconut drained, and we're going to break it open. But before we break it open, we're going to cook it for a little while, and that way the meat will separate from the shell. So I've already got the oven preheated, and I'm just going to place it directly on the oven rack. And then I'll just set the timer for like 10 minutes. You can sort of play with that if you want and see a different time or whatever. It's not too critical, but we're going to set it for 10 minutes, and then we'll break it open after that. Alright, it's done. You can actually just pull it out from the oven, and the outside doesn't get hot, very hot. So now what we're going to do, I still like to break it open the same way, which is to put it in a bag and throw it on the ground. So we're going to do that in the garage. You could just whack it with a cleaver at this point, or the back of a knife, or a hammer, or whatever. But you know, this is a lot easier and a little more fun. So before I throw it on the ground, I like to say, "I threw it on the ground." And that's from the Lonely Island video, and you can see that on YouTube. So now we've got it in several pieces here. Alright, so now you've got these big pieces, and you can see that we got some good separation of this is the white meat from the shell, and these will just come off pretty nicely. There's another big one. Now, sometimes you'll see some little black spots, a little bit of yellow there. That's where actually the hole was. So, you know, I don't need the black or yellow parts. If you get a big piece like this that didn't break all the way, sometimes you can just break it with your hands, or if you want, you can just put it back in the bag and throw it on the ground again. So we got these two pieces off nice and cleanly. These again, you can just break some of the shell off, get some nice nice pieces of meat off. But for anything that doesn't come off that easily, you can take a knife, big cutting knife like this, and just go towards the edge of the shell, press down, and then sort of twist outward, and it just pops off pieces of meat really easily. Or you might want to bake it a little longer. If you bake it longer, I think it'll come off more easily that way too. But you can see you get quite a lot of meat out of one coconut. And again, the outside should be this sort of grooved, textured, light brown color. So this all looks pretty good, and just make sure you don't have any black spots, or it shouldn't be slimy at all. That's how you know that it's fine. So once you got that, you can just eat the pieces of meat. Store them in the refrigerator for about a week or so. Tastes great. Thanks a lot for watching. So I wanted to show what a bad coconut looks like. This was our first run, and we got this coconut from the grocery store, and it came out looking like this when we got it off the shell, which is really bad looking. It should be the solid brown color. And this is just sort of got this yellowish tint, really spotty here. And on the shell, you can see these big patches of like moldy looking stuff. Even the water that we drained out was a little yellowish, and had kind of a sour smell and taste to it. So if you don't see, just the nice solid brown pattern, and if you see this really yellowish spotty, it's bad, and you can smell it, it's bad, and just don't eat it.